Did Zimbabwe liberate South Africa in any way? There's a claim that's going around that's being made, of course, by Rutendo Matinyarara, the one that I did a video on about 2 weeks back. I was asking that should he be deported because someone who's been meddling quite a lot in the South Africa's affairs. So in one of his responses, responding to the claim where people were saying, but why is he not going back to Zimbabwe to fix Zimbabwe if he's got ideas? So then he said he's entitled to be in South Africa. In one of the responses that Rutendo gave is that he is entitled to be in South Africa because according to him, he says Zimbabwe liberated South Africa. That's what Rutendo said, that Zimbabwe liberated South Africa. So I'm interested to find out from you guys that do you guys, in any history that you guys might have read, especially those of you who are buffers of history, right? Those people who are history buffers, people who read history for a living, okay, for a living. Did Zimbabwe play any role, right? Did Zimbabwe play any role in liberating South Africa? And if in case, hypothetically speaking, that Rutendo turns out to be telling the truth that Zimbabwe did liberate South Africa, right? Let's say hypothetically speaking that Zimbabwe did liberate South Africa. Does that give him the right, him and any other Zimbabwean, does it then give them a right to disrespect South Africans the way that Rutendo and others have been doing? And this has to be understood that I'm not by in any way suggesting that all Zimbabweans, right, that all Zimbabweans who are in South Africa conduct themselves in a similar fashion that Rutendo has of late has been conducting himself. And of course, other Zimbabweans that are involved in things like crime and undermining, right, and undermining South Africans. So this has to be understood that I'm not suggesting that. But before we go deep on that, guys, let me just greet you and welcome you guys to the platform. My name is Tebos Kosana. The name of the platform is Izwi Labansundu, the voice for Africans, right? The voice for Africans. Please, guys, help me grow this platform. And there's various ways can help me to grow the platform. Firstly, by subscribing, guys. Please make sure, guys, you subscribe to the platform, guys. Please make sure you subscribe to this platform. It is for free. To subscribe, it is for free. After subscribing, please click on the notification bell. Click on the notification bell so each time I publish a video, then receive a notification for you to make sure that you watch the video, and make sure that you watch the video so the YouTube algorithm can then recommend the video to a much wider audience. Okay. Secondly, please join the platform, guys. Please take up the membership, join to become a member to the platform, just like Sfiso Mbanjwa has done, and we thank you, Sfiso, for that. You can contribute as little as 20 rands per month to the platform. Another way is buying us the super thanks, just like Osisi Udutata did. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Or another way is making sure that, guys, do not skip the ads. Please don't skip the ads that are playing on this video. Make sure that you watch those ads, because those ads are another way for the platform to earn the revenue. And lastly, please do share this video with your social media platforms. So now go to the comment section, guys, and tell me, do you guys think Zimbabwe liberated South Africa? And here's the thing. For Rutendo to claim that Zimbabwe liberated South Africa, it seeks to suggest that no other country played a role similar to the one that he claims that Zimbabwe played. And of course, we cannot discount that at some point the Umkhonto weSizwe Party did use Zimbabwe as an entry point to try to enter South Africa when we're coming from Zambia, Tanzania, Angola, and others, and all of that. And you'll also remember the Wankie campaign where Chris Hani got arrested, but was arrested in Botswana. But they did go through Zimbabwe before he was arrested in Botswana, that Chris Hani, during that the Wankie campaign. If you read the history and the history from Umkhonto weSizwe and you read Chris Hani's biography, you see. So besides that, I do not have much information that indeed Zimbabwe did liberate South Africa, besides what I've already mentioned. And of course, must also remember that the sanctions The sanctions are part of the broader spectrum, the border spectrum that applied pressure on the apartheid regime to go and have talks with the ANC leaders in Zambia, London, and all of that. You see. So I'm interested to hear your take on this one. That do you guys agree with that? And if indeed Zimbabwe played a role, because you cannot dismiss that it can be 1%, 0.5% that Zimbabwe played in assisting South Africa and black South Africans in their struggle against colonialism and apartheid. But does that now give them the right to disrespect South Africans, to undermine South Africans, to insult the intelligence of the black South Africans? You see. So if you look at that, of course, there's this called the shared struggle, because Zimbabwe was the Rhodesia under Ian Smith. So there's what we call shared struggle. So both South Africa and Zimbabwe, which of course was then Rhodesia, faced similar situation. A white minority settler government that was deeply committed to maintaining racial oppression. This is often referred to as endogenous colonialism, because the struggle was directed not at an external colonial power, but a local white regime that sought to retain power indefinitely at the expense of the natives. So what was the shared enemy that Zimbabwe and South Africa had? So both the African National Congress in South Africa and the liberation movements in Zimbabwe, which is ZANU and ZAPU, of course we know later on becomes ZANU-PF, had to rise up against oppressive white minority rule, often forming a tacit alliance against this shared enemy. And of course, had also had to call the frontline states. The frontline states, where we had the likes of Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and others. So after its independence, because you would remember that Zimbabwe gained its independence in 1980 under Robert Gabriel Mugabe. Zimbabwe became a key member of the frontline states, a coalition or an alliance of Southern African countries, the countries that are the neighboring countries to South Africa, that provided political, diplomatic, and in some cases, military support to the liberation movement of South Africa and Namibia. Namibia was under SWAPO, that liberation strike, right? So, as chairman of this group, Zimbabwe's leader, Robert Gabriel Mugabe, spoke out vigorously against apartheid and called for international sanctions. So what was Zimbabwe's critical role in supporting South Africa's liberation? While Zimbabwe did not liberate, because to say it liberated, then it means we are now discounting other players that played in that field. South Africa did not liberate South Africa. Its support was absolutely vital for the ANC and other liberation movements. Of course, in South Africa, we had the likes of AZAPO and PAC. That's beside the African National Congress. So they provide training and infiltration. As I've already spoken about the Wankie campaign, right? In the late 1960s, before Zimbabwe's independence, the ANC military wing, Umkhonto weSizwe, attempted to establish infiltration routes into South Africa. The most famous example is what I've already spoken about, the Wankie campaign of 1967, a joint military operation with the Zimbabwe African People's Union, ZAPU. The military wing of which was the Zimbabwe People's Revolutionary Army, ZIPRA. This operation, though ultimately unsuccessful, was a landmark in the history of the armed struggle. The refugee for exiles. After Zimbabwe's independence in 1980, many South African freedom fighters and exiles found refuge there. Zimbabwe provided a safe haven and a base for political activities, even if it did not become a major military base for the ANC. As you know, Tanzania and Angola were the major ones. So the complex and strained relationship. The relationship between the ANC and Zimbabwe's liberation movements was not always straightforward and had its own tensions, which are important to acknowledge for a balanced view. There was ZAPU versus ZANU-PF. The ANC's traditional strongest ally in Zimbabwe was Joshua Nkomo's. You guys remember the great Joshua Nkomo? So it was Joshua Nkomo's ZAPU, Zimbabwe African People's Union, which received support from the Soviet Union. And remember, ANC also received support from the Soviet Union, which now it's known as Russia. In contrast, Robert Mugabe's ZANU-PF, Zimbabwe African National Union, which received support from China, had a much more complicated and often tense relationship with the ANC. Mugabe's pragmatism and tensions with the ANC, while Robert Mugabe's government publicly opposed apartheid, there is historical evidence to suggest that he had a complex and at times hostile relationship with the ANC's military wing, Umkhonto weSizwe. Faced with a powerful South African military, Mugabe's government was hesitant to allow the ANC to establish large-scale military bases in Zimbabwe. There are also reports that indicate that ZANU-PF officials even held secret meetings with apartheid South African government to prevent ZAPU from providing bases for ANC operations in Zimbabwe. This was a strategic move to manage the threat from South Africa and to weaken their internal political rival ZAPU, meaning ZANU-PF was willing to work with the apartheid government for two purposes, mainly for their benefits to weaken ZAPU, but also provide the assistance to the apartheid government, which wanted to deal with the ANC situation. The ANC does not have military base in Zimbabwe. So the political distinction. The liberation of South Africa was an internal struggle driven by South Africans. The role of other African countries, including Zimbabwe, was to provide vital support, sanctuary, and diplomatic pressure. Internal momentum. By the late 1980s, the momentum for liberation was driven by internal mass mobilization on the ground within the country in South Africa. Political pressure and armed resistance with South Africa itself complemented by international sanctions and isolation. So on the basis of the evidence that provided here, can we really arrive at a conclusion where we agree with Rutendo? I differ with Rutendo. I don't know if you agree with Rutendo in his assertion that Zimbabwe liberated South Africa, then they've got the right to conduct themselves the way they are conducting themselves within South African borders. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Please remember to subscribe, join, like, and comment. Thank you very much.